Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father which gave them me is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in the ancient Hebrew, and Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Alright, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the elect. Alright, this is from rtnews.com. And as it says here, step towards new normal. New York rolls out C-Passport at event venues to prove attendees vaccination and testing status. All right, and it's just only, as it says, a step, all right, toward the new normal. But seeing things like this, what does it tell you about the new normal and what it consists of? Okay, and all it does, they're doing all this and saying all it needs is for you to scan, off of your phone or something. But we know really what they're trying to go for, something more small, portable, all right, which all it needs is to be scanned, and it's not going to be your phone. All right, now it says here, New York has launched a new C-19 passport program at major event venues. And I mean, this is something that we said all the way from the beginning, even before this whole magic potion came out, because it's a part, all right, of that new world order. It's a part of the global conditioning. That's what they're doing. It's a global conditioning. Okay, and that's why all around, because if you have an all around the world problem, then the solution is going to be very similar, since it's affecting, the whole world. Okay, so you have a problem, which is this, this big evil boogeyman, right? This virus, and then you bring out the magic potion to combat that. But if the virus affected America, all right, and it also affected Europe, then if America needs a magic potion to get rid of the virus, guess what? Europe also needs a magic potion to get rid of the virus. Okay, and now America says, well, or maybe I should flip it in reverse, right? Europe says, well, this virus crippled everything because we had to shut things down. See, that is a part, all right, of why they also shut things down, because you shut it down, then you need a reason to open it back up, right? You have two causes and you have two effects here. All right, two problems and two solutions. First problem, and they're both intertwined. First problem, we have a virus. Okay, first solution, get a magic potion, get a vaccine for it. Second problem, because we had a virus, we had to lock things down and shut down businesses and close everything. Second solution, well, since we now have this vaccine, we need to verify, or we need proof that you've taken this so we can open back up. So you see how they're linked. The first problem led to the second problem, just as the first solution is going to lead to the second solution. All right. Pandemic hits, lock things down. That's two problems right there. The economy struggling. Oh, we got a vaccine. Well, now we need to verify who's taking this so we can open things back up. All right. So it's all linked. So now Europe says, well, this is how we have to do it. Guess what? Europe was on lockdown. America was also on lockdown. If Europe got hit with the virus and they needed a vaccine, guess what? America also got hit with the virus and they needed a vaccine. Right? And so if Europe got locked down because of this pandemic, America also got locked down. And if Europe says, hey, we're going to open back up, but the generic way of doing that is to verify who's taking this jab, guess what? America ain't going to say, well, and I'm just using these two as examples. America ain't going to say, well, we're going to do something completely different. It's the same problem you're facing. Everybody's trying to figure out how to open back up their economies, the safest way and how to get things flowing again. So what does that mean? You need proof that people have taken the solution that you presented. All right. So, it's no surprise that it says here that New York has launched this passport program, which it's not just happening in New York, but it's joining, it's a part of joining the transition to the new normal. And we've been telling you about that. Okay. It says, New York has launched a new C-19 passport program at major event venues. And that's how it starts. Okay. With the major ones, then it works its way smaller and smaller, with spectators asked to use a phone app to prove they've taken a potion, or they've been vaccinated, as mandated under state guidelines, or else be barred entry. See that? If you're not able to get this app and prove that you've taken this potion, you're not going to be allowed in there to those major event venues. That's the program. All right. It says the Excelsior Pass was tested. All right, let's look up the word Excelsior. Okay, because one thing about these devils is, okay, here it is. It says used in the names of hotels, newspapers, and other products to indicate superior quality. All right, let's see what we're gonna get from the online etymology of the word. One thing about these devils is they don't just randomly throw names out there. All right, it says here Excelsior, high, elevated, lofty, to rise, surpass, to be superior, be eminent. Okay, high, lofty. All right, and it says what? Taken 1778 as motto of the New York State. So that's interesting how they call it. Which they call it Excelsior. All right, going into that high or superior. It says the Excelsior Pass was tested for a second time at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday during a New York Rangers game. So soon, basketball. You want to go see a basketball game? Guess what? Your favorite team is playing. It's playoffs, whatever it is. You need to show us this. You want to go to the Super Bowl. You want to go to a football game, your baseball game. Movies, movie theater. You want to come into the movie theater? Let show us your stuff. All right. Then very soon you want to come into the grocery store? Show us your stuff. Very soon you want to get on the train? Let me see that pass. Let me see that thing. That's how they're going. That's how they're moving, man. It starts with these things. That's the test, and then eventually it works its way into every single avenue, every single sect, every single area of society. And now you're left with nowhere to run. All right. And the only thing in front of you, as they would like to present it, is their solution. Okay. So it says here, functioning like a mobile boarding pass that conveys attendees vaccine and test results, testing status. While it made its debut at the Barclays Center late last month, Governor Andrew Cuomo unveiled the project in an announcement this week, insisting the data on the pass would be kept completely confidential. But see, now, whether it's confidential or not, it's not really the problem now, is it? Because the bigger problem is the fact that you are now requiring somebody to show this, and here's the thing is, it's not going to stop at just venues. All right, anybody with common sense can look ahead and tell you, nah, this is just the beginning. And if they're beginning with this, where are they going to stop? Okay, because now once they have this system in place, right, where everywhere you need to go, whether it's school or work, wherever you need to enter this public building or whatever, you need to show us proof that you've taken this thing. Once that system is put in place, guess what? Now they can say, well, this is the way, this is the new norm. Everybody knows that they got to show a pass. Just like when you go to the store, you want to buy something, you got to have money. Very soon they could say, well, if they wanted to go with that route, they'll say, well, now, due to certain whatever, we're upgrading it from smartphones to the chip. Now, if they were to do that, guess what? you would have no option but to go ahead with it, because society requires, all right, you to show verification. But now the only verification they're accepting, as they've upgraded it, is the chip. So now you're like, oh man, I've taken this jab, but now I need to take this chip, to keep on going, because my phone ain't gonna work anymore. It's like when they start moving from the cards where you swipe to the contactless cards where you could just tap your card on the thing. If they were one day just to say, look, no more cards where you swipe, everything now is just contactless. In order for you to use whatever's in your bank account on that card, you gotta now go and upgrade to whatever they're saying you have to upgrade to. You don't really get a choice, right? So it says the Excelsior Pass will play a critical role in getting information to venues and sites in a secure and streamlined way, allowing us to fast track the reopening of their businesses and getting us one step closer to reaching a new normal. Now, don't be surprised. A police pulls you over. Yeah, license and registration, but now he got his scanner out. And let me see that pass too. Because soon they're going to say, well, do you have a pass to be outside? You got to have a pass. If they stop you randomly in the street, you better have this pass on you, or else you shouldn't be outside. Just like in Israel, they're doing the whole thing with the freedom bracelets. All right. So now if you're caught, and it's gonna lead there, man. If you're caught, without verification, without your pass, without this, well, they're gonna have a special place for people like that. All right. So it says, he said, stressing that the participation is voluntary for now. Okay, it's voluntary for now. It says an alternative to the mobile app. As an alternative to the mobile app, residents can also present a paper version of the pass to gain entry to events, both using a QR code linked to their health information. Now, the thing about this is, they give you that option, but it's going to get to the point where people are not really going to want to use paper, the old-fashioned way, because the paper can get wet, it can get lost, it can rip, all these things, and you may forget it. But here it is, it's on your phone, it's digital, it's, you always got your phone on you for the most part. They may make it more difficult, if you want to just, you bring your paper instead, but they'll leave the option out there so you don't feel, pressured. All right. It's all mind games, man. It's all mind games, and how they present these things to the people, and they make it seem as though, yeah, you're free to do it, but really you're not free. All right. It's just how they present it to you and how you perceive it. Now, real quick, let's go here to the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And who is this really starting with is Esau, Edom at their heads. Okay, the top of the pyramid. And they devise these iniquity. They have these councils. All right, they come together and say, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's bring this about. They show you that in the Simpsons. There was a Simpsons episode where they literally had a council on what to do. Phony pandemic, all these different ideas. And it says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They have the power and the influence and the control. All right, whether it's the media or the federal government, all these, they have control over it all to bring it to pass, to practice it. All right. As a matter of fact, let's look up the word practice. All right. Okay. It says Aisha, to do, to make, to produce, to act with effect. All right, to put in order, to appoint, to ordain, institute. And then how do they do these things? Through these laws, through these rules. It says to press, squeeze, and that's what they do, man. Okay, they come up with these plans, and then when the morning is light, when it's time, they put it into plan. They put it through legislations. They pass it through federal government, state governments. They pass it through governors. Because they have control over all of that. All right, so it says the code does not pass any sensitive medical data to event venues. Oh, matter of fact, Salakia, we were back in Micah. All right, Micah 2 and 1. So it says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. All right, and pursuant to Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So they do have the power to do these things in order to do what? To fulfill prophecy. All right. And you're seeing that it's not just the one country that's doing it. All these countries are doing it. And eventually it's going to lead to all the world doing it. And then eventually the world is going to transition from using phones to not having that chip. All right. So it says the code does not pass any sensitive medical data to event venues, but merely alerts when a pass is invalid. While it has only been tried at 2 locations, the state government hopes to expand the program further after the testing period. As of February 23rd, New York's pandemic restrictions require venues with more than 10,000 seats to ensure all staff and spectators receive either a negative C-19 test within 72 hours of an event, or to prove they've been fully vaccinated. Now, the whole negative test, eventually they're gonna do away with that and leave you with only one option, which is taking that potion, because they're gonna find justification as to why that's not really effective. And now, since everybody, as Biden is saying, I believe he said by May, he wants to have it to where all Americans can have access, or would have been, jabbed up by then. All right. It says, The guidelines also force organizers to collect contact information from all those in attendance to help inform contact tracing efforts. You hear that? You go there and they get your contact information, right? And then you try to scan in, and no, invalid. You haven't. Guess what? Guess who's coming to see you? Those contact tracing task force, man. They coming to see you. Knock knock. How you doing, sir? We just got a couple words for you. All right. It says, though that is done separately from the new Excelsior Pass. The pass mirrors similar initiatives launched around the world, with Israel rolling out so-called freedom bracelets to track travelers arriving to the country and enforce a mandatory 2-week quarantine. The European Union is also mulling a digital jab passport for the bloc, with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen warning that if member states don't hurry up, big tech could beat them to the punch. All right, and so this is the race where the whole world is trying to end up. Now they passed. The narrative is changing. Okay, and now the focus now is on opening back up, but safely, which means what? Getting these passport programs. Okay, allowing the green pass, all these things. So there's going to be benefits, but there's also going to be consequences for those who don't want to be down with progressing in this new normal. All right. So with that, I'm ended here. Lord willing, this is edifying and informative to the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.